Hi, I'm Sam Flankai, and this is The Horror Show. It's week 33, and this week we're doing Halloween 2. So, it follows up Halloween. Laurie goes to the hospital. Loomis is still looking for Michael because, the ending of Halloween, he shoots Michael off the building, and Michael is no longer where he landed. So he's gone. He vanished. He's still on the loose. And you end up realizing that Michael, still, roaming about, basically has a mission, and that is to find and kill Laurie Strode. So he goes to the hospital. I really like this movie. I like it. Is it like a movie I'm gonna watch again tomorrow? No. But I like it. It's directed by Rick Rosenthal. The music is by John Carpenter and Aleph Howarth. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Laurie Strode. Donald Pleasance plays Dr. Loomis. Charles Cyphers plays Leigh Brackett. Jeffrey Kramer plays Graham. Lance Guest plays Jimmy. And Dick Warlock plays The Shape, Michael Myers. There's a few things I really like about this movie, but then there's a few things I don't like about the movie, and it's not like I don't like it because I don't like it, but it's like I don't like it because I've seen it so many other times. Not the movie specifically, but just this idea, or cliches in certain horror movies that you kind of see constantly. And it's like I get it, right? But it's annoying seeing the same thing over and over and over again. Well, let's get into my rating. IMDb has this movie as a 6.5 out of 10. I think the story is a 4 out of 5. I like the idea that Michael isn't just going around aimlessly. He wasn't just going after a random group of babysitters. He was going after Laurie. Big picture. So that continuation of realizing that he is dead set on trying to kill her, it's really interesting. And then, at the end of the movie, you get a kind of understanding on why Michael is doing it. And this idea is a lot more expounded in Halloween 6. But, that really answers the question. But, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this, go watch it. There's a guy on YouTube who has posted the movie, but it's through it's through clips. It's each scene's 5 minutes long. And he did the whole thing. I'm not gonna say who it is, of course, but you go find it if you want to watch it there. Or you go, rent it somewhere. Either way, you go watch the movie. Spoiler alert. Laurie Strode is actually Michael's sister. So Michael killed his older sister when he was 6, and now he's going to go and kill his younger sister now. It's interesting plot development, but it still doesn't answer the why question, and that why question will eventually be answered. Although, I'm gonna kind of say right now, if you're paying attention to Halloween 2, there's certain things that Loomis talks about, especially in the middle to the near the end of the movie, that he kind of talks about around random people. And it's if you really want to know the answer to the question, just pay attention to certain things and then theorize off of that. And then you'll get to, you'll probably figure out the why. And then when you watch Halloween 6, there is the why. I think the characters are a 3 out of 5. Another kind of, cliche characters and whatnot. It's it's fine, I guess. Some of them, I like Jimmy in the movie. He was pretty cool. Honestly, I think the characters were fine. But, I think a 3 out of 5 is probably a fair representation of my mindset on them. It's they're cool, but, some of them make stupid decisions in the movie, and it's really? Come on. Okay. The music's a three and a half for me. It's nice stuff, but I guess my only problem with it, and it's only a 3.5 because, I've been, a lot of Halloween, so there's a lot of repetitive music. It's just that it's like 2 or 3 different pieces of music, and it's, the entire time. And it's fine, it's good, but, like, it just gets repetitive and a bit tiresome. But, I guess that's a bit of the point. Setting's a 4 out of 5 for me. I really like how you're still in Haddonfield. You're still there, but it's, you go to different places that are there. So, like, there's the hospital, there's this elementary school, there's you kind of just see around and about. And, I don't know, I kind of like that a bit. And then the hospital is, like, this huge thing, but I don't know why. It's, like, basically empty. It's, like, sure, it might be, like, middle of the night, early in the morning, but, like, probably more early in the morning. But, still, it's a hospital. And then, effects and atmospheres a 4. And then, the music, and then you see Michael roaming about, and then, you see the way Michael kills some people. It's a bit supernatural-ish. Like, I mean, he's holding a scalpel, a tiny piece of, it's the tiniest of knives kind of thing. And he stabs the lady in the back and then lifts her up. Like, a normal person can't do that. And that just expounds the idea that Michael is not just any normal person. He's evil, and he's a bit supernatural too. Also surviving 6 gunshots. But, yeah, I like that. I like the whole, he's more than just a person. I guess, as I kind of said in the first one, just big picture, my biggest problem with it is that it would be so cool to see a Michael Myers who doesn't have a goal of killing one specific person. But if his goal, ultimately, was haunting a town kind of thing. Which is where, like, Halloween Kills and, Halloween Ends could have been, like, really cool. Halloween Kills kind of does it a bit, but the Halloween Ends decides to go in a different direction. I still like the movie, but I'm talking about Halloween 2 right now. So, ultimately, I have this as a 3.7 out of 5. A little bit worse, I think, than the first one. Or, no, maybe a little better than the first one. No, a little worse. In which, yeah. Because it's like, cool, you talked about some stuff, but you didn't really answer the question. Like, the question. Why? You just kind of said a lot of stuff that you would kind of hope that maybe if there was a 6th movie made or whatever, that, you'd get to that answer. But, one thing I'm kind of thinking about, though, is, for the most part, I really like how they answer a lot of the, how did Michael survive, that, right? I kind of like that a bit, just, because, like, in the old, like, Universal monster movies, like, at the end of, like, Wolfman Frankenstein, they're fighting in the castle, and then the dam blows up, and the water floods the whole place, and, it's like, oh, they're dead. But then you go and watch House of Frankenstein, and they're still alive, but it's only because they've been trapped in ice, the ice that, the water that flooded in there. They're trapped in that ice, and you just gotta thaw them out, and then they're awake all of a sudden. And it's like a kind of silly ending, or like even kind of to the degree the Hammer horror of Dracula and the following Dracula movies with Christopher Lee. It's like, it's cool, but like, it's a bit like, okay, I get it. Where, they kill Dracula, but somehow he comes back, and it's a really, like, really kind of, okay. Michael Myers, on the other hand, it's like, well, his character isn't, like, just a character that's supposed to, like, you know, he's not gonna just die. So, whenever you actually do kill him, it's gotta be a good way, right? And each time it's gotta be a bit different. So, you know, first movie, he just gets shot 6 times, falls off the building, and, you know, technically he doesn't die because he's not there anymore. The ending of the 6th one, spoiler alert, kind of already talked about spoilers earlier. He's in a room. Loomis and Laurie fill it up with gas. Laurie leaves, and then Loomis lights up his lighter, and then it blows up the entire room. And Michael's able to walk out of the room on fire, but then, you know, collapses and dies, presumably. But then, of course, you know, Halloween 4, he comes back. And how he dies in that movie, it's a bit different, kind of similar to the first one, but a little bit more of a phantasm kind of death. So kind of like that a bit. But then he would come back in 5, and then he doesn't really die at the ending of 5, but that's a weird ending. We'll get there when we get there. So, my biggest thing I love about this movie is just showing how supernatural and different Michael is to normal people. How supernatural, how evil he is, but, like, mostly just, you know, the supernatural element. Because everyone, whenever they talk about Michael, is like, he's a normal person. But, like, Dr. Loomis is the only one that knows that he's not normal. He's not, you know, he's not human. He looks human, but he's not. And I would say that's only really because of the supernatural elements and qualities to him. Like, that's where it's like, when we get to the Rob Zombie movies, that's going to be really interesting, because there's supposed to be no supernaturality in those movies. And if there is, it's a very different kind of supernatural, and I would more say it's a psychological element, especially in the second Rob Zombie one. But in the first one, it's like there's no supernatural qualities. It's all natural. Or, you know, how could someone like a Michael Myers be in, you know, this world via natural causes? And it's like, it made sense and whatnot, and he probably did a great job about going about that. But I always like thinking of Michael Myers as, like, more than just a guy in a mask. I feel like you take the mask off, you're not going to see a face, even though you kind of do here and there. But the idea that, like, you take the mask off and there's no one there, because Michael Myers is just evil, and anyone can kind of fill that void, which then makes a lot of sense on, you know, why they wanted to go in the direction they went in Halloween Ends. But we'll get there, like, in October. So oh yeah, that. And then the worst thing about this movie is the cliches. And there's some silly moments in the movie that's like, okay. Like, alright, spoiler. So there's Jimmy, a nurse, and Laurie left, and they don't really realize that, you know, all the other ones are dead. Jimmy goes off looking. He finds a nurse in a room who's has, like, a tube plugged into her arm that's, you know, lowered to the ground, so all the blood is leaving her arm to the floor. And then when he realizes, he tries to leave, but he slips on it, and then falls on his, you know, falls backwards and lands on his head, and then falls unconscious. Kind of looks like he dies, honestly. And it's he doesn't die, because he ends up surviving, and he gets to his car later. And if he ends up dying, that's interesting, but I don't think he dies. But it's like, it was really comedic. Like, there might as well have been a banana peel he slipped on, kind of thing. That's what it looked like, and it was a good fall, but, like, I was just a bit silly, to be honest. But yeah, there's, like, some other cliches and whatnot, and it's like, the only cliche that I'm fine with is that if you're doing naughty things, that you probably should die in the movie, and there's 2 people that do naughty things in the movie, and, they had it coming. But, anyway, I'm Sam Flying Kite. This is the horror show. We did Halloween 2 this week. Next week we'll do Halloween 4. And, I'll see y'all then. I love you.